This is Gigi Blackshear reporting from the Metropolitan Washington Council of Governments building. We are here today to witness the launch of the first full-service wheelchair accessible taxi service in the District of Columbia. This event is organized by the Transportation Planning Board, which serves as the regional transportation planning organization for the Washington metropolitan area.
I'm James Coles. The Transportation Planning Board includes local government, state transportation agencies, the Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Authority, and members of the Maryland and Virginia General Assemblies.
This new service, known as Roll DC, will be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It will provide 20 accessible taxi cabs to all DC residents using wheelchairs, as well as tourists using wheelchairs who visit the nation's capital.
These new taxis funded through the Federal Transit Administration, the DC Taxi Commission, and Yellow Cab and Royal Cab companies.
We are expecting to hear from several city and federal officials today. This is a proud day for DC, and we are pleased to be witnessing this event. Please talk about what major changes Roll DC will bring for individuals who use wheelchairs.
Well, I think it offers a new opportunity for freedom for people who are wheelchair riders. Previously, in order to get around, in many cases, if people wanted to get to a place that wasn't accessible by Metro, they would either have to ride Metro Access or they would have to find some other way to get there. With the accessible taxi cabs, it offers a new option for people with disabilities, wheelchair riders, to get to where they need to go. I hope that the public will take from this event the message that people with disabilities, that we're all better off actually when we have more, when people with disabilities have more freedom and more independence to get to where they need to go. That this should be a priority in our society, and by funding things like accessible taxi cabs, it benefits every one of us. What makes me most proud is that this is a big step in the District of Columbia to provide more independence for people with disabilities, to allow them to live in their own homes and get to where they need to go.
And I said I have one goal, and one goal only, and that is integration. And you are demonstrating here in the nation's capital what integration really means. And it's about individuals with disabilities being able to access services like anyone else and being able to go wherever it is that they want to go, anytime they want to go. So I want to really commend Yellow and Royal Cab for your commitment to making this happen. We really appreciate the fact that you've put 20 cabs on the streets and you have drivers committed to providing the service. I've used the service since the cabs have been purchased, and I can tell you that I have positive experience. I know you're all back there going, woo! Thank goodness he's going to say that. It was a very positive experience, and it really was helpful to be able to go from a hotel to a meeting and back, not worrying about having to figure out transportation, but being told, call Yellow and Royal. They can get you there. And you did, so I really appreciate that. And I really commend all the partners who have worked on this, the commission committing the funding that was needed to match and be able to bring in the $1 million from FTA to be able to do this. These are the kind of things that we want to do. That was the intent of the Freedom Funds, was to ensure that we were able to really move forward and do integration and so forth. And I really want to also commend the Office of Disability for their work. I'm friends with Eve Hill, and she was the director I know at the time when you guys started this process. And I know that she's very thrilled that we were able to get to this point and be able to put the taxis on the streets and be able to transport people with disabilities. So again, thank you all for your work. Thank you all for your commitment on this. And Bobby, thank you. Thank you for having the vision and making this happen.
Well, I think what the public should take from this is that this is an important first step by DC to integrate and accessible transportation more, and hopefully they're committed to moving forward and doing even greater things in terms of improving access and really making sure that access is integrated into all pieces and elements of transportation.
Can I ask what makes you the most proud to be part of this event today?
Well, I'm thrilled because it's great for the community, and it's great that we were able to provide funding to DC, and you know, Department of Transportation is committed to integration, and these are the type of projects that we like to fund, and so we were thrilled to be able to be here and be part of the ceremony.
Thank you very much, Richard. It's always good when the president will get a good comment about the District of Columbia and the things that we're doing here, so thank you for sending that message back to the White House. Our next speaker is the Executive Director of Direct Action Incorporated and part of DC Adapt. He is a United States veteran and a tireless advocate for people with disabilities. Bobby is a long-standing member of the TPP's Access for All Advisory Committee. He has provided sensitivity training to the cadre of DC accessible taxi cab drivers as well. But before I turn to him for his remarks, I would like to present Bobby with an award. And this award will be presented to him on the behalf of all of us at the Transportation Planning Board and all of us and everybody who will be able to take advantage of and benefit from the great work that he's done. So please, I will present, and let me tell you what the award says. The National Capital Region Transportation Planning Board Roll DC Wheelchair Accessible Taxi is presented to, this award is presented to Robert Coward, Outstanding commitment to the wheelchair accessible taxis for DC on May 12, 2011. Congratulations, Bobby.
Thank you so much. Again, if this award and it's all of us. It's not a one person's effort, and I want to elaborate on that it's not. It's a conclusive effort for persons with disabilities, because we're so greatly trying to expand our civil rights and civil liberties in society today. I thank you very much for allowing me to share.
James Coles, and I'm here with Robert Coward. Thank you for speaking to In Focus News today.
Thank you for having me.
And please talk about what major changes Roll DC will bring to individuals who use wheelchairs.
First, a major change that DC Road will bring to the district residents would be an inclusive transportation option for persons with disabilities to have same-day transportation to suit their travel needs for social purposes, employment, recreational. This transportation component is very vital for inclusive and independent living.
And what message do you think what the public should take from this initiative?
Again, to be a part of a historical events such as the implementation of accessible public accessible public taxi cab services, it makes me very proud.
Okay.
Well, we thank you too, Bobby, for all you've done, and I just want to put an exclamation point on thanking the Transportation Planning Board staff for really seeing this project through. But Bobby is quite right. This is a start. So if we have 20 cabs, we need to talk amongst ourselves and set a new goal and set a time when we can double that or triple that number, so that residents throughout our city and throughout our region will truly have the freedom to get around that all of us should be able to enjoy in our public transportation system. So you'll have the opportunity to see what we've been talking about, the cabs that are on display behind us, and please take a moment to thank the staff, to talk to our guest speakers about your ideas about how we can make this region more accessible. Thank you, everybody.
Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you.
What message do you think the public should take from this initiative?
Well, I think there are two messages: that we have a great start, number one, and number two, we have a long way to go. So while we have 20 cabs, we want more. I've worked in two capacities with the Transportation Planning Board to make sure this happens. So we made sure that all of the areas around accessible transportation have been a focus in us getting federal grants. But I'm also proud as a representative of Washington, D.C., that our Taxi Cab Commission and that our Office of Disability Rights have worked with the TPB to make this happen.
Thank you for your time and involvement with this event.
No, thank you for being here.
Oh, sure. We have plenty of employees that you could label as different, like Janice. Fashion deficient. And Tom, copy incapable.
It's open kimono time!
Looking good, Dan.
Oh, we want
Volume control syndrome. But we focus on the talent and skill that each person brings to the team. I mean, no one's really concerned about labels. Not even mine.
Labels get in the way. Disabilities rarely do. Visit thinkbeyondthelabel.com to evolve your workforce.
Sure, I'd like to diversify my workforce. I just wish that all of the important information was gathered together in one place.
Done.
Thanks. Do you work here?
Not yet.
From tax info to debunking myths, the Field Guide to Evolving Your Workforce has everything you need. Download it now at thinkbeyondthelabel.com.
The Sprout Film Festival was founded in 2003 by Anthony DeSalvo. The festival is sponsored by the New York-based Sprout organization, a nonprofit which has served individuals with developmental disabilities since 1979. Sprout works with New York State Office of Developmental Disabilities and offers several innovative educational, recreational, and cultural activities such as the Sprout Film Festival. Sprout has been making videos related to the field of developmental disabilities since 1995.
The Sprout Film Festival is being held at New York's Metropolitan Museum of Art, where over 2,000 people from all over the world are expected to attend. The festival will showcase over 50 films in 16 different countries and will include questions and answer sessions with several of the filmmakers. Sprout Film Festival tours around the country through the year with stop in Eugene, Oregon next month and Portland, Maine in June. We had a chance to speak to some of those who are involved with the festival. Here is some of what we saw here in New York.
Are you ready? Original.
This show has to be sexy.
You've never seen a new show like this before.
Abnormality.
Abnormality.
How do I know if he's the one for me?
Maintenant, mon petit frère, il est grand quand même, mais il bouge pas beaucoup.
Fondo a las Ligas Nacionales 2007.
I heard that you...
And I'm here with Anthony DeSalvo, one of the CEOs from Sprout Film Festival, and I'm very happy and very excited to be here with him today. So nice to see you, Mr. DeSalvo. And one of the questions I wanted to ask you is, can you talk a bit more about history, missions here in New York?
Well, first of all, thank you for interviewing me and being a part of this. It's a great program that you're doing, and I wish you much success.
Yeah, thank you.
I started the film festival out of my making of films. That was the first thing I started doing. Was I started making films in 1995 that featured actors with developmental disabilities and also as the subjects of short documentaries. And it was just a lot of fun. It was exciting, and then we started showing those films, and that started getting a big following. So from that, I started thinking, what other films are out there related to the field of developmental disabilities? Is there enough to start a film festival? And I was really pleasantly surprised that there are a lot of amazing films being made out there that have been made about the field of developmental disabilities. So I formed the selection committee, and we started getting submissions. Every year we get about 200 submissions, and we started the Sprout Film Festival in New York City in 2003.
Okay.
So this is our 9th year of running the film festival. It's grown every year, more and more people, and then we started touring with the film festival, where we go to different cities throughout the U.S. and Canada, and we show the film festival there. And it's a wonderful way of getting these amazing films out to people so that they know that they exist, and also to help reduce the ignorance that exists a little bit about people with developmental disabilities.
Okay.
So it's been a nice journey.
Okay, I want to bring up one more thing about the Sprout organization called Sproutflix. For the benefit for those outside New York, who do you explain? Can you explain what Sproutflix is?
Sure. Well, that was the next step. So, it was the film festival, then it was the touring film festival.
Okay.
And then as I toured around, and even here at our film festival, a lot of questions that are asked me are, how do we get these films?
Okay.
So what I did was I started Sproutflix, where we have a large number of films related to the field of developmental disabilities that were shown at our festivals for people to be able to stream, download, or buy the DVD for. And it's been very exciting because all the money that comes in from people buying the streams, the downloads, and the DVDs, half of whatever comes in goes back to the filmmaker of the film.
Okay.
So it's a great way of giving money back to the filmmakers and bringing these wonderful films out to anybody that wants to see them.
Okay. Now we want to discuss the Sprout Film Festival taking place this weekend. Talk a little bit about how you came up with the idea for the Sprout Film Festival in 2003.
Well, I was the idea hit me when I was at the Woodstock Film Festival up in Woodstock, New York. One of the films that I made was being shown at the Woodstock Film Festival, and it was being shown in the same program as another film related to the field of developmental disabilities. And it was just so nice when I was sitting in the audience to think that this whole program is just films about developmental disabilities. And that's when I started thinking, I wonder if we could have a whole festival with just films about developmental disabilities. And the next year, I started the Sprout Film Festival. And that was what gave me the incentive and the push to get it going.
All right. Can you talk about some of the goals and objectives of Sprout Film Festival?
Sure. There's quite a few of them. The motto of our film festival is making the invisible visible. So that's a goal right there. We just don't feel, or I don't feel, that people with developmental disabilities are seen enough in films or on TV, in the media in general. And then when there is a character in a movie with a developmental disability, a lot of times the actor portraying that character does not have a disability.
Right.
We don't allow that at our film festival. If there's a character on the screen with a developmental disability, the actor playing that character also has to have a developmental disability. We think the time should be past that actors without disabilities are portraying characters with disabilities. There's enough really great actors with developmental disabilities that should be playing those roles. So that's one big goal. The other one, as I said, is to reduce the ignorance that exists out there. There's still a lot of ignorance toward this field. People still don't understand Down syndrome, Asperger's, intellectually challenged, autism. There are things that people just do not understand. And film is a wonderful, wonderful way to educate people. And it's also, another goal is the self-esteem building, the empowerment for people with developmental disabilities and their families and their loved ones to come and see these films and see other people, their peers, up on the screen. So, and I want to change the world. Right.
We all need that change. Also, can you discuss some of the positive changes you've seen at the festival since it was founded?
Well, one of the beautiful changes is the increase in the attendance every year.
Okay.
That's a biggie. It's hard to get people to come and see films about disabilities. They usually have a block. They associate films with disabilities with being depressing, and I have enough problems in my life, why would I want to see any film about a disability? And that's being changed. We're trying to break that down, that films that we're showing are enlightening, are fun, are up, they're empowering, and we're trying to change that image of it being depressing. So that's happening also, and that's a nice thing that's being changed.
Okay. And what are you hoping that people take away from this festival?
First of all, a memorable time, and I think we're really achieving that. because people have always talked to me about films that they saw 2 years ago at our film festival, and they can't get it out of their head, and it's such an amazing thing. Whereas I know when I go to the multiplex, I could see something, and a week later I don't even remember what the film was about. There's no substance there. It's not personal. So that's the big thing that I think is being taken away, is that people are affected by the films, they're educated by the films, and they remember the films. They touch something within them that it stays with them for a long time.
Okay. You think about doing any other films in the future, 2011?
I'm always making films. Yeah, I'm never going to give that up, and I enjoy making films, and I love making short narratives where it gives people with developmental disabilities the opportunity to act on screen, and I will hopefully continue making them. Yes, thank you.
Okay, well, Mrs. DeSalvo is glad for you to have me and the whole crew here, and I really appreciate it, and I wanted to hopefully see you sometime real soon in the future.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate it.
Thank you, and I'm James Coles, and we'll be right back with more after these important messages.
Because my parents told me I have to be responsible.
Because my first coach told me, you can do this.
Because my teacher helped me see the choices.
Because my coach treated me like everybody else.
Because my boss showed me how to do a good job.
Because a mentor believed in my potential.
Is why I am where I am today.
I'm swimming faster than I ever dreamed I could.
I discovered that I could work as an artist.
I led my high school team to 2 championships.
I am a valuable employee.
I have a career that I am passionate about.
I will be whatever I want to be.
What can you do?
What can you do?
Like all young people, youth with disabilities should grow up expecting to work and succeed. For more information, visit whatcanyoudocampaign.org.
I need more apple juice, please. I'm in 2nd grade and Jonathan's in kindergarten. Ever since Jonathan was very young, he's been calling me Dita. Dita, come on! Dita, hair so beautiful. We think it may have been his first attempt at saying sister.
Jonathan, what kind of syndrome do you have?
Amsterdam. Most of us were born with 46 chromosomes, but Jonathan has 47. Awesome! I just worry that he's gonna get bullied, and it really scares me when he gets bullied. People might think he looks different from us, but that's just okay. He can do anything any other kid can. He's the same. Yeah. Oh! I'll fall for you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the New York Metropolitan Art, and I'm here with one of the movies that just I was just looking at. It's a wonderful film, and this is the Ditas. You know what I'm saying? So it's great to have them, all of y'all, here. So first of all, please talk a little bit more about the involved with this film. I mean, how does it inspire you, the whole family? Like,
how did we come to make Dita? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I'm a retired television news anchor and reporter.
Okay.
And I moved to Savannah, Georgia when my husband got a new job, and I wasn't working on TV anymore, and I kind of had the idea swirling around in my head that I wanted to do Jonathan, Jonathan, stand up. A movie to talk about what a great kid Jonathan is, because sometimes it's hard for people to see beyond the disability.
Right.
They don't look at the individual, they look at the disability, Down syndrome. They don't look at other things. And one day Charlotte got off the bus, and she and Jonathan had a rough day on the bus, and he had been kind of bullied on the bus. And so Charlotte and I got to talking about, would she like to do a movie with me to tell her story?
Okay.
And the rest is history. She started doing interviews with me, and I think she did a great job. And we just wanted to get the film out and just spread the word about Down syndrome, that it's nothing to be feared, and up syndrome, as Jonathan calls it.
Okay.
Sorry,
Yeah. And so what is your favorite experience in making this film?
My favorite experience is really just seeing my kids blossom on camera and seeing that they have such a great relationship with each other, and also to see Charlotte be able to articulate her feelings and express her feelings about her brother so well. I'm very, very proud of both of them.
Okay. Can you talk a little bit about the experience of the Sprout Film Festival for this year?
Sprout Film Festival has been wonderful. We are so gratified for their support and endorsement of our film. They asked us, would we like to submit a film, and they said, hey, we're at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and I just got chills and almost started pinching myself. And this is the first festival, that strictly film festival, that we have participated in. We've been in several other film festivals. This is the first one that deals primarily with people with disabilities, so for us it's a very proud moment to be here.
Okay, what about you, Dad? Is this your very first time too?
Well, the thing that I like most about this whole experience is getting people to see the film, and primarily people that haven't had any experience with Down syndrome, especially children. It really opens their eyes up to the fact that Jonathan is just like all the other kids, has the same motivations and dreams, and we love to see the film shown to other children. It's just a great awareness vehicle for helping people understand what Down syndrome is and what Down syndrome is not. Okay,
so what's next for the family? What's going to happen from here? Is y'all thinking about doing another film?
Are we thinking about doing another film, Charlotte?
We're probably going to do the Deed Quote, which is what we're probably going to call it.
Okay.
Which should be the sequel to Dita, and
The Deed Quill, the sequel to Dita.
Yeah. That's the name I came up with.
Well, it's nice to have all of the family here, and especially you, little fella, because you did an absolutely good job, and I'm looking forward for the next second sequel for this film. So it's nice for y'all to be here in New York City, and I'm looking forward for the next one. So thanks again for coming.
Thank you so much.
Good afternoon. This is Gigi Blackshear reporting from the Mayor's Office Building in Washington, D.C. The month of March is Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month, which is being commemorated today at this event. This event celebrates the accomplishments of those individuals with developmental disabilities as they strive to succeed in their communities. We are looking forward to hearing from the various speakers and advocates who are here today on behalf of individuals with developmental disabilities. Can you tell me a little bit about your involvement with individuals with developmental disabilities?
Sure. My name is Allison White, and I have an older sister with a disability, so I have kind of grown up my whole life around people with disabilities and just working in that community. I worked with a youth leadership forum after college and worked on leadership training with people with disabilities, and I now work at the ARC of DC, and I work on policy issues related to disability rights in DC.
Actually, for the past 34 years, I've worked with and on behalf of people with disabilities. I've worked in the 3 federally funded programs from the Administration on Developmental Disabilities. The 3 programs are the Protection and Advocacy Agency, the Developmental Disabilities Council, and now I'm at Georgetown University, the University Center for Excellence in Developmental Disabilities. So my entire career here in the District of Columbia has been advocating for changes in service delivery systems, for full inclusion, for helping people with disabilities realize their dreams.
What's important about these events is that people come together. We have the same message, we have the same voice, and we also network and support each other. Every year when I come, there's a new story, there's new programs. Again, when I look at New Vision and I see young people out here learning photography, it's a time to come together and celebrate everything we're really doing.
I think it was awesome. I listened to the mayor talk, to Tommy Wells, to Mr. Graham, to our MC, Thelma Green. I mean, to all the folks in this room that really, for many, many years, have worked tirelessly to realize something like this.
It means that we can talk about the accomplishments that folks have achieved, but it also means that there is still work to be done, and this is going to be done.
I think it was great. I think that it's always good to get public officials involved in awareness events like this. It helps us know where they stand on certain issues, and it helps us learn what their level of understanding is of these issues, so that we as advocates and as self-advocates can educate them in the areas that we think they need to learn in order for them to create the best public policies that will actually create an inclusive and welcoming environment for people with disabilities and people without disabilities.